What is up, everybody? Thank you for coming back to another episode. My name is Slayer. As you can see, we are on the Zerker today. Now, I actually want to talk about something. So, a lot of people know I love my Zerkers. I have built 7 Zerkers over my time in RuneScape, and I have almost always mained a Zerker. Now, I've been getting people in my Twitch asking, hey, I want to main a Zerker. What do I need to look out for? And everything like that. And hopefully this video will help you guys learn some of the hardships that you are going to go through maining a Zerker account. Now let's start with the big elephant in the room. A Zerker is a PvP oriented character. That is what a Zerker is, and that's what a Zerker will always be. They are not meant for PvM, they're meant for PvP. You stay low defense, lower attack, low prayer, so you have a low combat level to make yourself do higher damage against people the same level as you in PvP scenarios. That is what a Zerker is. That what a Zerker will always be. Think of a Zerker as a glass cannon from like a game like World of Warcraft or something like that, where you have a lot of damage for your level, but you are squishy. That's the best way to explain a Zerker. Now, early game Zerker life is pretty simple. There's just one rule you have to follow. Do not train defense. You get defense strictly by questing. Do not train it, period. Even if you want to, do not do it. That is the only one rule of early game Zerker life. One item you're going to have to get done early on a Zerker is Tears of Gothic, especially if you want to main a Zerker, because at some point your defense is going to be your lowest stat. So if you want to do as many diaries as you can, you had to get this completed early because you had to get 100 tears in here. Now, I'll be honest, first time I did this, I ruined a Zerker. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake I made and ruin your account. Get this done before defense is your lowest skill. Please. Now, personally, I believe the hardest part of a Zerker is the mid game, especially as an Iron Zerker, because you don't have a lot of damage yet. You are using a lot of prayer potions because you have no tank gear. You are taking a lot more damage than what you expect, especially if you're coming from a main, because your tank gear is ruin armor. That is your tank gear. You do not have anything else besides ruin armor. So you are going to be taking more damage. This is where I see a lot of Zerkers start to burn out, is mid game. Push past it. It is going to be difficult. My first fight cave on my Zerker was extremely difficult. A giant pain in the ass. I probably failed it like 4 times just because I did not have the damage to complete it, because I was also an Iron Man, so I didn't have access to very good weapons yet or anything like that, and I was still taking way more damage than what I was expecting. I want to quickly mention, I did not do it in my mid game, but you should go for your Infinity set in your mid game, because it is going to be your best in slot magic gear basically for the life of this character. Unless you go do Wilderness Slayer and get Dagon High, I would even still recommend getting Infinity, because it is a guaranteed thing as long as you put that time in, and Dagon High is not guaranteed because it has a drop rate. Well, I looked through, I don't have any clips of it. This specifically pertains to Iron Man Zerker, not regular Zerkers who are not Iron Man. Your Slayer grind is going to be a pain in the butt. And that's specifically because you do not have access to prayer potions in the quantity you need at this time. Now, I got a lot of my early prayer potions from Slayer. Like I most of the time I never had over 100 prayer point potions because I was using them as fast as I was getting them, because basically every task you are going to be praying against just because you don't have the defense. One other thing I want to mention that I forgot to mention in the beginning is there's also going to be weapons you can't use and armor you can't use. Of course, there's armor because you're 45 defense, but people don't realize there's weapons too. There is 2 weapons you cannot use. You cannot use hostas or spears because they only have controlled attacks. That means Zamrocking Hosta, Zamrocking Spear, Dragon Hunter Lance. You can't use those 3 period on a Zerker, which will make TOA specifically a little bit more difficult. Whip, you can only use as long as you're willing to get your attack to a higher level. Now, if you're not PKing on your Zerker, your attack level doesn't matter, so you can level it like usual. But if you want to PVM and PK, your attack level does matter. Now, Bofa grind. This is where a character starts breaking into the late game of their account. Like early late game is Bofa, and that is the same for your Zerker, Iron Zerker as well. The DPS isn't going to be as good as it is with Crystal Armor, but it is still very good at a lot of places, and it's infinite ammo, so I would highly recommend going for your Bofa, even on a Zerker. Now, since you are low defense, as I stated previously in the episode, you are going to be taking a lot of damage, which in turns a lot of deaths. This is where I first thought about switching my character from a Zerker to a main account, just because of how much damage I was taking and how many times I died at Corrupted Gauntlet. I recommend not doing it, push through. Because of course, once you finally get your weapon seat, it is one of the best feelings that you can have, especially if you went dry on it. We got it! Yes! Yo, thank you for the grind. The final thing I want to talk about is bossing. You will die a lot. Do not get discouraged and keep at it. It gets easier. I'm still learning bossing on my Iron Zerker, but we are making a lot of progress, and it is easily the most fun I've had. I love bossing on my Zerker compared to my main. You also have to use a little bit different methods when you're bossing on a Zerker, just so to mitigate some damage. Now, as a Zerker, you are going to get discriminated against in-game, specifically for raids. Before I found the people I raid with now, I could never find raids on my Zerker just because nobody wanted to take me because I don't have the DPS and I'm a Zerker. So I'm low defense and they just didn't want to deal with it. So that's one thing you do have to look out for. So this is going to be my final thought area on the Zerker. The Zerker is an amazing account build. Like I said, I love the Zerker and everything like that. You like I stated previously, there is going to be people who won't want to raid with you. You are going to get people saying that you're limiting your account for no reason. People are going to tell you to level your account because you'll never find anybody to boss with, that sort of stuff. You will find people. It does help if you have a main to practice the bossing so you can get good enough so when you switch over to your Zerker, you don't feel like you're dead weight, basically. But yeah, other than that, that is a lot of the stuff that I have noticed while leveling my Zerker. If you have questions, leave it in the comments. I plan on making some more of these, depending on how this video is proceed, how you guys like it, that sort of stuff. So yeah, other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.